He's like, please, 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 please. I said, nigga, stand up. Okay then, well, I call you mommy before I'd call you granny, not gonna lie. You be a good little girl. Queens have so much dignity. How wonderful. What are you looking for, my dad? And they're like, I'm 57 years old, and have you ever had a sugar mama before? I'm like, damn, you're old. He said, you got kids? I was like, never having any. He said, okay, I'm gonna give you some. I said, oh, hell nah. I got rid of my eggs, can't have any. So that's good. My bad. And I said, what's good? And then he was like, you not being able to give birth. He said, you should have told me earlier. Sex without consequences, yes, sir. Okay, hi, I'm back with another video. And as you can see, this is kind of different from what I normally do, but it's kind of on brand for me, really, because you guys don't really know this about me, but like, I used to be really obsessed with Discord. Not so much now, but I had a phase, you know? It was more than really a phase. It was like 2-3 years, but I had a phase. 4 years even. 5 years. Something like that, you know? But I had a phase. You guys don't know this about me, but it's something that, like, it's there, you know? In this video, you'll see a glimpse of that, of, you know, my Discord shenanigans, of like what I do in Discord, you know? But I didn't do it for like a year, but like for this video I'm doing it, so it's like I'm doing this for you guys. It's not like I relapsed, you know? I was like, in a moment I thought, I did, because even before I made this video I did the same thing not too long before that, so I did kind of relapse, because it was like a year since I last like posted myself in any server and anything like that. I left a bunch of those servers and I was like, oh, I'm turning over a new leaf, you know, I'm starting over. But you know, not the thing I was gonna say was gonna sound bad. I was gonna say in desperate times, but it's not that. It's just, you know, I get bored, you know. And, you know, it's just like, fuck it, like let's talk to randoms on Discord, you know. But it's not like that. It's not like, but yeah, like I did that for this video. So it's technically I'm doing it for you guys. I'm putting myself through this for you guys, kind of, you know? I'm coping, but yeah. And so yeah, I'm kind of trolling and kind of slash, not really, but trying to find the love of my life and trying to fix myself because I'm afraid of men romantically. I'm afraid of men liking me romantically. Yeah. And so yeah, if you like this video, like and subscribe and leave a comment when whatever you think. If you find anything funny, let me know about it. And yeah, and give me any ideas you'd want to see next and stuff. Okay, so this guy recently messaged me and was like, hi Lan, you know? And I said hi dot 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 because I like adding dot dot dots, you know? Then he was like, figured I'd say hi because you put up a DME thing on that mommy server, you know, which I did. And I was like, he was like, oh, and I was like, oh, dot dot dot. He was like, yeah, dot dot dot. You like dot dot dot, don't you, lol? And I'm thinking he noticed that, you know? I'm like, lol, let me know, yeah. And he was like, why are you so weirded out if someone messaged you when you put up a thing to message you? Mind you, I wasn't being weird about it. And he was like, I was like, what makes you think I'm weirded out? He was like, I took all the dot dot dots, you being weirded out, my bad. Like, what? And I was like, oh, I'm not weirded out at all. I just like doing it. And he's like, okay, how are you then? Haha. Like, I don't even want to joke with you anymore. And I was like, good, how about you? He was like, good, went to gym today, was nice. He was like, not as nice as you, cutie. And I didn't reply, he said, you there, silly? I mean, I was there, but not. I was like, yeah, I'm here. I just didn't reply, you know? Just didn't reply. And he's like, why you want me to call you grandma? Grandma, lol. I think I said something about that earlier. That I said I have an old soul. He was like, oh, how old are you? And I was like, 32, just joking, you know? And he was like, I was like, how about you? And he was like, are you for real? Crying emoji. I'm 19. I said, I'm just joking. I'm 18. I folded under zero pressure, but, you know. And he was like, oh, I then, haha. So you like pretending you're old or something? And I was like, nah, LMAO, because I don't even want it to turn into like some weird shit, you know? Okay then, well, I call you mommy before I'd call you granny, not gonna lie. I could tell that's where I was gonna go to. I didn't reply, and he was like, sup. Cause you give these motherfuckers an inch, they take a mile. He was like, hey, because I didn't reply again. And I was like, hi, after a while, I think a day after, and he was like, hi, how are you? After that, he just kept messaging himself, hey, mommy, hi, mommy, making it weird. And to this day, I still think, like, even after those screenshots I have, he kept messaging me, hi, mommy, or some shit like that. So, yeah. Okay, so this guy named Lost Soul, he was like, good morning, by the way. And I was like, good morning, kind of, because it was like 12 a.m. when I messaged him back. And then he was like, LOL, it's a bit late, but nice to see you, love. And I'm like, LMAO, nice to see you too, you know, because it's like in the early a.m. in the night. He's like, lol, LOL, what you doing? And I was like, watching YouTube video right now. How about you? And he was like, nice. I'm just eating mac and cheese. Want some? And then and I was like, of course, I love mac and cheese. And he was like, I'll be sure to feed you then. What the hell? Oh, I was like, what? I'm like, LMAO, yeah, because like, what else can I say besides that? You know, like, he's like, you be a good little girl. Put like the woman standing emoji, just like, it's like kind of like awkward, like. And I was like, pardon? So why would you say that shit? And he was like, good girl. What? And I didn't reply, and guess what? He puts like a question mark, and that's where it kind of ended off. I didn't reply. Because I am not a good girl. Okay, so this guy, Yosef, messaged me. He was like, hi, what kind of TV shows do you like? Based off of like what my introduction said, right? So I was like, what makes you think I like TV shows? Because what if I actually didn't like it? And he was like, what do you like then? Question mark. And then I was like, TV shows, silly. I'm just pulling your leg, you know? He's like, playing girl, come Instagram, let's chat. I was like, I don't have an Instagram. Like, what makes you think I'm like Rapunzel stuck in a tower, you know? He's like, Snapchat? I'm like, no, I don't have that either. Not that either. And he was like, send me your picture. I will rate you. Like, is this really how you want to go about this conversation? So I was like, you know, this is a photo of me. Rate me. Heart eyes emoji. And then crickets. Never got a reply back. If you've been on Discord for like even like a month, you've definitely ran into a scam bot. I don't know if they mainly message women. But yeah, I get them a lot. And so this is kind of like an interaction with one of those. So Heather Brett Madison was like, are you willing to match sugar baby for a weekly allowance of $4,500? I only want companionship and deep conversations, nothing sexual. I was like, hi, because I already knew what this was and I'm gonna troll. So I was like, hi. And they were like, where are you from? And they're like, I'm from Florida. How old are you? I think I didn't really reply, so. And they're like, I'm 57 years old, and have you ever had a sugar mama before? I'm like, damn, you're old. It's like, you know, it's a bot, like, see someone else, because they're like, I'm ready to help you to sort out all of your outstanding bills and give you $2,500 for the first time if you are ready to be my sugar baby. What if you let me be your sugar mama? Mind you, I have server paychecks. I even serve $2.13 an hour, and I work for tips. So I can't be no sugar mama. So this dude, mathematics, messaged me, sent me like the Wampus waving thing, you know, and he was like, hi. He added me like, because I didn't reply in like a minute or something like that. And he was like, you there? Like, bro was just spamming. Like, look at this shit. And it's only like, I don't know, I was busy doing something. And I was like, hi, ... He was like, how are you? And then he added me. I'm like, does he not know I get a notification from the message itself? I was like, bad, now that you messaged me, I'm trolling, you know? I was like, that was mean. Or I think he said that was mean. Wait, no, I said that was mean. My bad. Like, I folded under zero pressure. Why am I bad guy? I was like, you tell me. He said, I'm not. Then he was like, are you a slut? What? And I was like, question mark, because what the fuck? Like, the conversation didn't even lead to that. And it's like, why would you say that to me? He was like, are you alone right now? And he added me again. I was like, yeah, kind of. So I'm trying to see where he's trying to take this, you know? He was like, Kay called me. Mind you, I just started messaging this dude. And I was like, if the person in my basement doesn't count. He's like, nope, in your room. Are you alone? Question mark. Bro does not care about the person in my basement. I was like, yeah. He's like, Kay, call me. And he added me again. I was like, I can't. I don't have a phone. Would a messenger pigeon work? And I think he didn't really know that. He was like, what is it? Like, he gotta get with the times. Messenger pigeons are in right now. I was like, you don't know what that is? He was like, I want a video call. And I was like, I can't do that. And he was like, why? Because I don't want to. Like, is that too hard to like understand? This guy was like, high fives. You was on some role play shit. And I was like, wipes hand. Woman standing emoji, because I love that. Like, he was like, that's mean. I was like, oh, he said, I'll fight you, Missy. Like, he's like, I was like, going along with that. I was like, nah, if we fought, I'd win. He says glares and could not take him seriously. And I was like, ... I said, bro's a D1 role player. And I think he never replied, or I didn't reply or something like that. So end it there. And another one of those where I saw a face reveal and they didn't reply. And this guy was like, perfect. Wish I could see you. May I? Like, I don't know. You might not like what you see. I'm just a little shy, I guess. He was like, I do. Just show me. Like, and then I showed him how I looked, and now all of a sudden he switched up. Like, what was all of that before? And I put that, you know, doe eyes emoji. And then guess what? Crickets. And another time was with this guy called Chaika. He sent me the Wampus high waving the emoji thing. And I was like, hi. I was like, hi, how old are you? And I'm like, 32. How about you? He was like, 20. He was like, can I see you? I was like, sure. You know, I showed him how I looked. You know, I might not be everyone's cup of tea, but, you know, I felt cute in that photo, you know, and I'm trying to find whoever thinks I look cute. Might delete later, you know. And he didn't respond. So in one of my introductions, I was like, I'm really cool. So Mari was like, how cool are you? I'm like, very cool. It's unbearable sometimes because it gets overwhelming at times. So they were like, prove it, you know? And it's like, how do you prove something? It just happens naturally. And I was like, I'm proving it now. LMAO, sigh. Unfortunately, you can't sense the coolness. She was like, wait, was that the disturbance I felt? I was like, that was it. Finally, it took you long enough, you know? She was like, it was so small though. Like that couldn't have been it. And I was like, that wasn't it. Trust. Cause it could never be that small. And then so she was like, LMAO, so where is it? Like she was playing with me like, I was like, give it some time. I don't know why it's taking so long. It normally doesn't do that. And she says, that's a bad look. Girl, like, let's not do that, you know? I was like, I don't know about that. Might just be a you thing. And normally it's not like this. And she was like, OMG. You know, my favorite emoji, woman standing, you know, specifically black women because I'm black. So she was like, she felt it. She was like, I felt it. I'm like, but she said barely. It was so weak. That couldn't have been it. I was like, not this again. That wasn't it. Trust. Because my coolness and my aura, it's felt miles away. Like people in France could feel my aura. Like, so yeah. So this guy Gustang was like, hey, what are you looking for? And you know, I was being truthful. I was like, my dad. I'm not looking for anything else but my father. I said, well, I'm afraid I can't help you with that. Sorry. Fortunately, I hope you find him though. Bro was real genuine. I got like, he was nice. I said, I hope so too. And I appreciate it. He said, you're welcome. Mind you, my dad is in my life. He's just in another state. So, I mean, I don't know where he lives in that other state. So, I mean, that would kind of still mean that I didn't really lie because I don't know where he lives, but he is in my life. So, yeah. This guy was super interesting. So he was like, if you're receiving this message, I think you're hot. Who wants to get paid today? I'm feeling generous. These are just normal days for me. And then air down, hand down, hello money. And then he showed a bunch of photos of him, I guess screenshots of him sending money to different women and stuff like that. So I was like, nah, fake nudes, get your money up, you know? Like on some troll shit. He was like, suit yourself, say less. And he used a black emoji, mind you, he's not black. I was like, you're not black. Sobbing emoji, facepalming emoji. He was like, hit me up in the future if you want to get paid like this hoe. Black emojis still, I'm like, I don't understand it. Sending more screenshots. I'm like, these are not convincing me. And I was like, first off, I'm not a hoe and I will not be doing that, you know? And he's like thumbs upping it. He's like, you black queens have so much dignity. How wonderful. Like, I don't know if he was being kind of sassy. Like, he didn't mean that shit. I was like, bro's being sarcastic because there's no way he said that. Like, I think he wasn't being genuine. Like, bro was like, as if we don't have dignity. That's kind of how I took it. I'm like, what the fuck, you know? And like the other dude, this one was like, want an Amazon gift card? I was like, hell yeah, you know? I already could tell where it would have went because I've been on Discord for like years on years, so I know these kind of people. So he was like, people are offering for it. What you got? I said, I got it all, you know? Everything. It's like, tell me what you offering. Bidding war. Everything that it's nothing. Like that was some real shit. It's like, give me something, offer. What does he think says eBay? I was like, it's against my religion to bid. No can do. He was like, oh no, it's like an auction. He said, not gambling. Other offered video of her and he added me. I was like, I'm trolling. Video? Question mark, what kind? It was like her upper body. So I'm guessing if I wanted to win, I'd have to do upper body and lower, you know? And I was like, her what? Body. That's what he said. But, and then he was like, new $10 card, question mark. I was like, huh? He said she offers videos of her body for $5, now 10, something. And I put sleeping emoji because his name is ZZZ. And he was like, okay. I guess he didn't pick up on that, but yeah. I was like, that's your name. Woman standing emoji. Question mark? Because I guess he sent me like a friend request, I think. And he was like, fuck you. I'm like, what the fuck did I do? And he was like, and I was like, already, question mark? Damn, like, I didn't have to take him to dinner or nothing like that. So it's like that. So I'm like, why does everyone want to fuck me, you know? Like, because he was like, because you know better than a F doll. Now, why do I censor myself? Why did I just censor myself? I was like, that's not a very feminist of you. And during Women's Month, because it was like May. And I was like, oh, I didn't remember. And he said, I forgot I'm a feminist. I apologize. When did it start? And I was like, the whole duration of March. Why did I get that month wrong? And your apology is accepted. Just don't let it happen again. He was like, I just mad. I moved for something, nothing to do with you. I was really happy. Thank you. Back to my senses with da 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 da. You read that. And happy I was able to do that. And I'll hold you to that for sure. And I don't want to read all of that. So you guys can just read that, you know. And yeah, I was like, that makes sense and all that stuff. And I am actually the best person you talked to this year. Okay, buddy. Yeah, you could pause the video and read all of that because I really don't want to, and it's kind of hard for me to voice record to that. And yeah, this dude, he was the worst of them all. If you made it to the video, I love you. He was like, hey nigga, you know, he spelled it wrong, so I was like, nah, I'm not a nigga, I'm a nigga, you know? Not even a how are you or anything like that. He was like, and I was like, but hi, not even like a how are you or anything like that. Afterwards he was like, are you single? I was like, something like that, you know? But I'm not gonna be like, yeah, I'm single, because I'm not looking for anything. He was like, I want you, Black Queen. And I was like, dot dot dot. He was like, I want you. And I was like, bro doesn't even know me, because he doesn't know me, and he wants to when he doesn't know me. He's like, oh, I swear my penis is big, please give me a chance, it's large and large, you're 18 and you black and you got W asses. And I was like, question mark, question mark, question mark. I was like, huh? He said, I want you. I put woman sending emoji because that's the emoji when I use when it's awkward. Like, and he's like, please, I have money too. I said, oh hell no. Oh hell no. He's like, please, 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 please. I said, nigga, stand up. Stand up. There's no way. I said, oh my gosh. And he was like, he sent a gift. He was like, you are right. The fact that I told him to stand up. And he put dot. I don't like slow textures. Boring. Because I guess I took a minute to reply. I said, I just don't know what to tell you. And he said, nobody until being ghosted. If you want to ghost, I'm out of here. I said, oh, okay. My bad. I was like, since you black like me, I won't be disrespectful even though I'm mad. Let me cut the race short. You want to talk or no? Thinking emoji. Even that's weird. Like, what do you talk about? If it was someone else, you would have, a different race, you would have been disrespectful. And I said, if you want to talk normally. He's like, nah. That other stuff, I'm good off that. He said, I'm going to talk how I please. What gives you the authority to bend someone's language towards you? Women need less rights. I said, huh? This brother is lost. He said, no, woman, why you single? I want to know. I was like, men are scared of me. My aura. You know, because I have my aura, you know. He said, sure, but what aura? You got nothing. I feel tired and depressed talking to you. Aura of despair, maybe. I was like, that's my aura, yeah. And he put period. He said, how old are you, woman? Like, why is he? I was like, not you calling me woman, like it's a slut. I said, I'm 32. He said, why you can't answer? I said, I did. 32 funny. I said, you can't see I am. He said, you're not 32, quit being goofy. I said, why would I lie? I am. He said, you're 18. I'm not. Mind you, I do have 18 in my bio, so yeah. He put this, I don't know, I forgot what kind of gift it was. He says, who says aura at 32? Like, why was he trying to cluck my tea, trying to shame me? I said, where'd you get that from? Me? He said, what year? 10, 9, like what year I was born in if I was 32. He got me because I didn't know what year was 32. I was like, bro, 1993. I put school emoji, okay, buddy, it's fine. He's like, you 32 sub emoji, ain't no way, boy, and you saying aura. I said, I am. What's wrong with that? He said, you got kids? I was like, never having any. He said, okay, I'm gonna give you some. Oh, hell no. I said, oh, hell nah. I got rid of my eggs. Can't have any. So that's good. My bad. He turned the shit weird again. He made it weird again. I said, what's good? And then he was like, you not being able to give birth. I said, because that's even weird to say. Like, that's weird as hell. He said, you should have told me earlier. Sex without consequences, yes sir. Sign me up, what you want? For real, chat to me. Signed you up for what? For you. And that was it. I just never really replied again. Because he was unhinged and weird and, you know, but I did it for the content, so yeah. And that should be it for the video. If you liked it, subscribe, and if you like this form of content from me, I can do more, you know, and trying to find the one and overcoming my fear of love and being in a relationship solely by being on Discord, if that helps or anything. And yeah, you know, and yeah, like us. Thank you.